Welcome everybody to Sunday School with Coach Keith Tate. I got my guy here, freshman forward at Adrian College, the Bulldogs, former Waverly Warrior, former what AAU teams was you on, man? Y'all was like the Spartans, right?
Yeah, from the start, Lansing Spartans. Yeah,
You do prospectors?
I was on Prospectors,
Yep.
Michigan Heat,
Oh yeah.
Michigan Lions,
Yep.
Team Five, TTP.
Okay. Oh yeah, with Chad. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
Chad, yeah. Man, I'm pretty sure that was it for all my AAU teams.
Dig it, man. Well, I do appreciate you taking time to, come on to Sunday school as, my purpose in doing this is really to help give guidance, clarification on things to players, particularly those that are in middle school or high school, to parents, so that they are well informed as well. So you're my first current college basketball player that's on here. You know, my
Thanks.
first two, I have former college basketball players. The next one I did was a current high school coach,
Oh
and
yeah.
you my first current college basketball player on here, man. So thank you for being on here. I definitely appreciate it. I've been seeing you since because I refed, right? Like I refed for a little while, like on and off, and so I've seen you since you probably was in like fifth, sixth grade,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I remember reffing when you guys played out in DeWitt one time. I think it was the Spartans, because I remember the owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Oh yeah, he was at that game.
Yeah, he was at
I
that
think we
game.
lost that game. I think, or
Yeah,
we lost like it was like close though. But I remember his son was on that team
yeah.
very long time ago.
Yeah, so either way, I've been watching you, play for a long
Yeah.
time. So, and then, I was able to kind of sort of coach you in high school, at Waverly,
As a trainer too.
I ain't no trainer, so we just get in the gym, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, I consider myself a fundamental teacher or somebody that just likes to get reps, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if I'm as some of the guys that are training, like that's what they do, whether it's Randy or Malik, like they on a whole nother, they got all the stuff.
Equipment, all that.
Yeah, man. Chad, he's great at doing
Yeah.
that stuff. So that is one area I need to, sharpen my skills on, man. But yeah, no, so it's been great seeing you from a kid all the way now to a grown man. Obviously at Waverly, being able to see you like when you were a freshman on freshman, with respectfully, Crazy Muhammad.
Hey.
Hey, so real quick, so let's talk about that.
Yeah.
When you was a freshman, were your practices at like 5 a.m.?
Oh, you know, they was like 4 or 5 a.m. No lie. Before school as a freshman, wake up. Remember me, Elon, the sign, all of us, we have to be up in the gym 4 or 5 a.m. Like, hey, this dude crazy. We was like, hey, no joke, the varsity team wasn't up in there. Now after a while, they start coming up there, but we was like, we the freshmen up here at 4 or 5 a.m. I was like, dude, crazy, man.
Oh,
But
that was crazy. Yeah, that was bugged out, man. And so later on that year, you end up. I don't know if it was before the end of the season or just during the
I
district.
played 8 games, then I got moved up.
Okay, yeah, yeah. And then obviously sophomore, junior, senior year, junior and senior year, you made all conference both
Yeah.
times.
Yep.
Um,
I
which
got his first team.
first, yeah. Hey, holding it. Hey, man, the great thing about man, it was so crazy. What year was that? Was that junior year?
When
Man,
really exploded, that's kind of was junior year. And I kind of like started
yeah,
scoring a little bit more.
yep. I can't remember. It was one time, so I still remember to this day. We were in the auxiliary gym, and you had like took off from super far out trying to dunk. You didn't end up dunking it, but you took off from like crazy
Hey,
far. You didn't care who was around, all of
oh
that.
nah.
You
Hey,
tried to dunk, and I remember I told Coach Christian, I'm like, Hey man, something different with Darius now. Like it's something I don't know what mom and dad done told him. I don't know what girl broke his heart.
Oh, nah.
I don't know what happened, but like he got a whole new, mentality and aggression about him. And I just want to say, as a coach, as a fan of the game, I really, really, really appreciate that. Like, because obviously I'm a passionate person, so
Yeah.
seeing that type of like, hey man, I'm getting after it. I don't care who in the way, whether it's teammate, opponent, whatever. You know what I mean? Just having that.
I done ducked a few teammates,
Hey, got to.
ain't game and out of game. I done dug out some teammates, just had just
Yeah.
letting up, but nah. I say my junior year, I don't really know, kind of just mindset wise, I was like, it was like, dog, people used to be like, "Do you want to hoop for real?" I was be like, "Yeah." I wasn't like, I know. I kind of had one thing I was missing from my game. I could defend. I could pass a little bit, but I wasn't really like I wasn't scoring. That was the only thing I really wasn't doing in game. Like I feel like my sophomore year kind of showed people who watched my sophomore year. I was like I was good defensively. I was like I remember you as a coach. Me and you used to be like, yeah, you ain't scoring, but you did everything else good. So I
Mhm.
was be like, yeah, and I knew I didn't have to score for real. I was like, had Ricky, Pizzo,
Yeah, yeah.
Trey.
Some people don't have that mentality of like, hey, let me make an impact where I can make an impact and I'm
Yeah.
going to get minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Like you want to be on the floor, point blank, period.
Yeah,
Like,
you'd be like, if you want to play, you gonna find a way if you want to play.
right. What do you think was like different from, yeah, like where you're like, all right, man, I'm taking this serious. I need to start scoring, or I need to like, is there a conversation you have with one of the coaches or parents or teammates or
My dad, we used to talk about like talent around Lansing. We used to be like, so I knew like my first 2 years, it was like a lot of talent. So I was just like, I kind of got to wait my time then. Like, so I was like, the work we used to put in the off season, obviously that just because I feel like in the off season, my bounce, not me working out, I was like, that's when my bounce be the craziest. So
Mhm.
like even this off season, I'm working out crazy is feel me, but it's the kind of just be me and my dad. We used to just
What's one of your favorite memories from, playing high school basketball?
oh no, I remember my junior year, I remember we was playing DeWitt and I got a steal. I went behind the back, did a layup. That was the first time I ever did like anything cool in game. It was like junior year. I was looking around after I made the bucket. I was like,
Hey,
hey. Then I remember senior year, like every game, it was really like a packed game. So it was just them games was always fun. My last year, it was all fun.
so who I just want to give you opportunity to like shout out any and all of your coaches or whoever you feel like played a part in your development as a player, young man, so on and so forth.
I'll say, who taught me kind of like the game young age, obviously my dad, but coach wise, I'll say Coach Fred, with the Lynch Spartans,
Oh
he
yeah, yep, yep.
from
Mm.
very start taught me like little fundamentals. I remember a video of me doing a jump stop. Like so I was kind of taught the game well, and then I'll say in high school, obviously you feel me, and then I'll say Watts say because when Watts work out, them a little different. You
Yeah, no,
feel me?
serious.
Them a little different. So I say Watts workout obviously helping. Then obviously, Coach Andre Taylor with the Heat and TM5.
Hmm.
I say the teams I was able to be on. The talent we had was crazy. All the AAU teams, and then I say even who else I played for? I say with Michigan Titans we had. You feel me? I played with them my junior year late for a
Hmm.
couple tournaments.
Right.
Hey, down there in Cleveland, Ohio, killing dudes, man. Down there in Cleveland killing dudes. But I mean, all the coaches I feel like I don't play under all good coaches. Feel me?
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I wasn't trying to have you exclude anybody, but
all the coaches I played kind of under was all great coaches. I feel like real respected coaches. So I feel
mhm.
like that kind of helped me out as a player understand Like if I feel like as a player, if you can understand your coach the best, that's gonna make you the best player. As a player, I try to understand each coach system really,
Hmm.
trying to get a feel of his game a little bit.
So so since I have like inside knowledge, right? Like from me
Yeah.
coaching at Waverly and being there in like certain in huddles and in conversations, things of that nature. So take me through what your thought process was, and obviously there was times that it had to be frustrating, but like so you'll get benched if you didn't box out, right? Or
Yeah, man.
certain things, right? So how did you, whether you did it good or bad, like did you handle that and able to get over it so you can still perform? And like, what would you say to any, current players that is struggling when, I mean, because it ain't too many coaches that's tougher than that's gonna get in your face more than Watts.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What's some good advice that you can give to a young player when they're dealing with a coach that's like in their face, getting on, will bench them over something that is small. You know what I'm saying?
It's definitely not. You gotta. Hey, as somebody went through it, I can understand. It is a little tough, you know. I'll be truthfully honest, you know. I ain't gonna lie. It is a little. It can affect you mentally, but you gotta. I kind of looked at it like the overall situation. Don't try to be like so stuck on it. If it was like I only got something done for boxing out, I just gotta box out better.
Hmm.
It just come down. You just gotta be honest with yourself. Really, you just gotta be like, hey. I knew a lot sophomore year, freshman year, even junior year a little bit. If I ain't box out, I was gonna get subbed out. But I could do everything else kind of a little free, not freely, but I could do everything. You know,
Hmm.
I could throw a turnover, it'd be all right. But if I box out and come out, you just gotta look at it and be like, hey man,
Gotta do better.
you just gotta just get better at the thing they asking for. So
Take me through, our senior year, you doing well. I mean, you dunking on folks, you blocking shots, you talking mad smack to everybody. Um, man, I can't, this is a PG-13 show, so I can't say some of the
yeah.
stuff that you would say in practice, one of your favorite quote. I won't go there, but
Hey.
so what was it like for you with recruiting? Your senior year. What was that process like? How did it feel?
I say my kind of junior summer. That's kind of when I was getting contact probably a lot. Then my senior year, I'll say the schools. I think Wayne State a little bit. Um, I had I think Concordia a little bit like towards the start. Then I had obviously Olivet, Adrian where I'm at now.
Mhm.
Alma. I think Olivet and Alma were my first two offers. It visited Adrian a couple of times. That's where I ended up choosing because I liked the coaches there and it was like I don't know. To me, it's weird, but campus play like how the campus look. I was like, I don't want to be in no school where the campus just looks so bland. I was like, hey, the campus look kind of cool, so
So you said coaches, you said, for you, the visual aspect of the campus, because I mean, you are
I,
going to be there, so I can
to be
understand.
here, I don't you just want. I'm not gonna hoop the whole time. So
Right,
I do
right.
gotta go to class. Gotta be on campus. I was like, so on the being around just looks so boring.
So what were the other factors? You don't have to get specifics, but what were some of the other factors that, played a part in you, choosing Adrian? Like,
Like when you're gonna visit, like it'll be like a team. Like you'll come to the office. They'll like kind of have like a highlight tape kind of be like the school will make themselves. So I
mm,
kind of like each time I see them from different schools, I actually look at like okay, what are they actually like putting in the highlight tape? So
mm,
there's kind of like most schools ain't even talk about my passing, and I feel like for me, like I'm a good passer. I feel like it don't get talked about. Like yeah, I'm a good passer, man. I'm a great passer. If not, so I was just kind of be like, what school is kind of talking? Not our school is like talking about passes like a big factor, but I was be like, what school is actually like paying attention to my game? Okay, if
mm,
you attention to my game, you like actually watch me as a player, you will see that I can kind of do a lot of things than just one simple thing, really.
mm,
And so I was be like, Adrian, the highlight tape, it was like me like passing the ball. They talked about it, and then me kind of like being like a scorer. They talk about like the ball being in my hands a lot. So I have to be like, I want to go somewhere where I'm gonna be like, I want to be the guy, you know.
You know, you didn't shoot a ton of threes this year, but you know, you shot some, right? And so when I looked at it, I think it was at either 34 or 35% for the year. And you shot 80% from the free throw line, right? And so, which, you know, 80%, you know, I wish all the guards would shoot 80%. You know what I'm saying? But you shooting essentially 35% from the three shows like you can shoot
Yeah.
and have potential to raise that. You shot 35% essentially as a freshman. So
Mm-hmm.
and you got time to keep improving that and get more comfortable on the perimeter. You know, what was, you know, were there any talks like that as far as your game offensively, being able to do something, or you noticing stuff with their offensive system?
I noticed about the offensive system is be like the ball kind of, if you're out there on the perimeter, ball kind of gonna find you. So you just gotta just make something happen with it, you know. I knew no matter where I wasn't like on the 3 point line, the ball is gonna kind of just swing. The ball kind of swing a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, hey,
It's gonna make something shake, huh?
I just gotta make something happen.
You know, junior year, you know,
Yeah.
had some,
Shout out academically, yeah.
yeah,
I
some
yeah,
academically just, you know, you weren't
just
handling business. So I'll say that. What could you have done differently, and or what would you tell, like, you know, middle school, high school students about the academic part of it?
it's like you just gotta just take high school seriously. Like ain't no need to not turn your work or not do the assignments. You just take care of your schoolwork early so you
Right.
don't gotta worry about it later on.
Right.
I ain't really like manage my time that well. I could, it wasn't like the work was that hard. I had time management only piece that was really messing with me. For real.
Hmm.
Just like after school, just like after you get out of school, say you get out of school at 3, just set away a couple hours, just get your homework done, and then you be straight.
Hmm. Right. And correct me if I'm wrong. If you do those things, your friend's still gonna be there, right?
Oh yeah.
The girl's still gonna be there, right?
Yeah, everything's still gonna be there. If you use your free time wisely, that's what I just use your free time wisely.
What is that transition like for you in college then?
I don't know about Tuesdays. These be the hardest days for me. I say this semester just because I just got out of it.
Hmm.
Tuesdays, like we'll have so we'll play Mondays and Wednesdays, right? Or
Hmm.
it kind of be like that. So Tuesdays we have like a morning practice at like, so I wake up. I gotta be up at 6:15, and then I gotta be at the gym around like I gotta be there around 7, and then I have 4 classes right after. So this would be like, dog. I
It's a
got I got
long
morning
day.
classes, then boom, then all of them all back to back to back to back, all 4 just in a row. So I still got them, but it's a little easier now without that morning practice.
Right.
Walking into your 9 a.m. from a morning practice, you dog tired.
Mhm.
The schedule used to be a little hard, but I feel like with me later on, throughout the season, later on, just throughout the school year, I kind of start kind of getting routine to it. So it ain't really get that bad to me, after a while. But I'll say at the start, it used to be real rough.
What was the basketball piece like? Obviously, there was an adjustment there as well, right?
Oh yeah, nah. I say like I say hey, when coach said you be there at 7:15, if you're not there in that gym, you going it's gonna be a punishment. You gonna have to run. I was like, you can cut a little close in high school, but hey, when coach say practice at whatever time, practice at whatever time, ain't no doubt about it.
What was the biggest adjustment for you on the basketball court?
Uh, I will say the change of speed is real, different out there. I was like, it don't guys really fast,
Hmm.
ain't no joke. After like 5 6 games, like I kind of got adjusted to like the speed of play. So
Hmm.
I feel like after I kind of got adjusted to the speed of play, I was kind of able to kind of like be kind of like not be myself out there a little bit. Just kind of got used to the game, so able to just feel more comfortable out there. Really, I kind of just knew. I was like, you're a freshman on college. You kind of no matter what, you kind of just gotta earn your minutes. You're not finna just be just giving whatever. You do gotta earn your spot. You gotta earn your spot on this team. You gotta show and prove these guys
I
that.
came to watch one of your games. Well, I watched a couple on YouTube. I was able to watch a couple of them, online during the season, and then I was able to attend one of the games. And being at a game, it could be JUCO, NAIA, D3, D2, D1. I'm there with a high school. I was there with Deshante, and
Mhm.
the amount of work that we seen you put in on defense, like in the
Yeah.
post, just from
Just
one
trying
side
to
of the
front.
block to the other side of the block, every possession was
Hmm.
it was crazy to witness and watch because for one, my man had you by I don't know how many pounds, but
Yeah. Like,
my man was big, right?
yeah.
And even if he wasn't, you still got to work hard. But even since he was big and he's really trying to be physical down there,
Post up.
the whole time you're like, I mean, the whole possession you are working, you are at 110%
All
just
30.
just to hopefully this guy don't get the ball. And then if you do get the ball, you got to play hard defense without
Yeah.
fouling. Man. Tell me more about that part that maybe high schoolers don't under because I've coached freshmen, right? So I got to try to break in those freshmen of like this ain't middle school ball no more. This ain't YMCA. Like high school ball is different, right? Like
Mhm.
there's a different speed. There's more things to learn defensively with schemes and so on and so forth, right?
Yeah.
Then going to college is a whole nother level. Like, tell me about that part of, did you really know how hard it was going to be when you got there in those games?
Nah, I honestly be like in practice. I honestly be like, cause that's how it be. No matter what, you got to had to front the post hard. I also be like, man, I got to work so hard on defensive end. And then on offense, I got to try to go get a bucket. I
Mm-hmm.
also be like, dog, I'm out here working hard, man. And then like that, especially that game, dude is going block to block, block to block, block to block, posting up. I'm like, come on, man. And then I got the big old brace on, so I'm extra tired because the brace.
Yeah.
Dog.
So say if you were able to rewind 2 years, right,
Mhm.
to start your junior year in high school over, like what would you do differently to prepare yourself for college?
Uh, I say I would try to hit the weights more, but I feel like for me it was a little different because I had the shoulder surgery, so I couldn't hit the weights more just because I physically couldn't,
Right.
I
Right.
ain't had the time to, but I feel like I maybe like for me just playing like big in college, you have to be a little strong. So opposing coach gonna be like, hey, post 15 up.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that, and I'm like, me, I ain't no dude finna come post me. Hey, he sound crazy.
How was it with you guys with film study, scouting?
Yeah.
Like, was that another transition or another adjustment you had to make from high school
Mhm.
to college?
Yeah, I say the scout, like you will get each game, like you kind of get like each player that play, you'll get like a description on what they good at and what they do. And hey, most scouts were true. So good driver, decent shooter, and whatever. That's how you stop the dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like they give you the plan to beat the other team. So if you follow the plan, you know
Yourself a chance.
you give yourself a better chance of not following the scout, going in there blind.
How was it in practice? Did you guys go over the plays from the other team then,
Oh
like the
yeah. I was
or
like, in practice, you'll get like an hour, set us like hour in practice of just the like people on the team going through like the other team like going through Alma's plays and you gotta guard it, going through trying plays, going through hope plays. Like you gonna have an hour set. Like I remember for us, it's like we got like 30, 40 minutes straight of just running the other team plays. Like
wow.
just non-stop. One team, one group on, one group off, one group on, just consistent. At the start, it was definitely different, from high school to college, each player is broke down for what they actually is good at and you're gonna be told what their weaknesses in the scout.
So we'll go back to senior year.
Mm-hmm.
It's you and Fife Dog. Obviously Deontay and Hassan, the whole crew,
Yeah.
played the line. You What else am I missing, man? JC was
JC, Keenan, Jace.
Keenan, Jace, yep.
Uh, I saw who else? Who else?
Right. You know,
Probably a few more.
no shade to nobody.
Hey, nah.
So I watched online.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go to the game. I watched online. Y'all smack Grand Ledge.
Balled out. 27. Yeah.
Keenan balled out. And then so you guys play East Lansing, who had
Mm-hmm.
up and down season, like they did all right, whatever. Y'all split that. Y'all split that season, right?
We won at home and then they won at home.
Yeah.
So we
Okay.
split, yeah.
Yeah. And then so y'all played them in the district final out in St. John's.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I watched a little bit online.
Yeah.
What's your takeaway uh from that game?
Uh, I'll say I feel like the foul. Hey,
Feel like it was a lot of touch fouls or something?
it was just a lot like the foul count. Was just real up and down the first half. First half, 4 of the 5 starters had 4 fouls. So I
Yeah.
feel like it was a little shaky, but so it's I ain't not even like that, but it's sort of hard to judge a game when it's that much fouls being called. The
Mhm.
flow of the game ain't how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like you so the second half though I feel like was a little different. That's kind of when we started coming back.
Yeah.
Made the game closer because we was finally able to play who was all supposed to play.
Hmm.
4 of the 5 starters got 4 fouls. That's crazy.
That's tough. Yeah, it's tough too, and this is just me just talking, is Waverly, Everett, those are the two schools in the area that play the most, that play the fastest and most physical
Mhm.
defense.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying, again, I was watching online, so online is hard to gauge all
Mhm.
the way
Yeah.
what's what, but it's hard, especially, when I coach, I'm typically the same way. Like we're playing fast, physical, in your face, and so
I would
forth.
play.
So
Yeah.
it makes it tough when a ref or refs are calling it a little tight, especially in that type of game. Like
It's like, come on, man.
yeah, I watched the state championship game today, and hey, that first half or that first quarter, they was letting them boys rock out. Hey,
Hey, that's how most games be. It's either for me. It's either hey we ain't really gonna call too much or hey everything being called.
is
Hmm.
there anything that you felt you could have did differently before the game, during the game, leading up to it? I'm generally just asking, picking your brain.
Uh, I'll say second half. I feel like towards the end, could have did a little better on the back end of the press. Because with us we ran kind of like a 2-2-1.
Hmm.
So, I'll give it to East Lansing. They did a good job. A good way to break our press. So it'll kind of be a 2-on-1 most times.
Right.
So I have to pick either one. So I
That's
guess
tough.
just picking the option one or make a
Right.
quicker decision.
What would you say to here? This is a two-part question. What
Hmm.
would you say to any middle schooler, Waverly middle schooler,
Uh-huh.
say they in seventh or eighth grade? They getting ready to go to high school. And so they about to come into I would tell people the Lions Den, the Watts Lion Den, the Watts Lions Den. What advice would you give to some Waverly middle schoolers that are hooping, and they about to go to high school, and Watts is the top dog. So what advice
I'll say you just be ready for practice to be taken way more seriously. 'Cause high school practice and middle school practice is taking way completely different, you know. Expect Watts to kind of be in your face, but it's gonna just he gonna be yelling at you, but it's gonna be yelling at you what to do good. He wants you to be good. He don't not just yelling at just to yell at you at the end of the day. He yelling at you because he wants you to be good and do good. He don't want you to mess up out there. He yelling at you what to do good. I'll say for thing I kind of had to get used to, or thing I kind of had to say was like listen to what he's saying, not to how he's saying it, you know,
Mm-hmm.
things like that. Like, yeah, he yelling at me, but he's saying box out. You feel me?
Right, right.
Put it in my hands, but I kind of just ready to get yelled at, but it ain't gonna be in a bad way.
Yeah.
I say it's gonna be out of love. You know, he wants you to do good.
So, you know, me being the assistant coach on varsity with him, right?
Yeah.
There was plenty of time, especially with like the younger kids,
Oh yeah.
that I have to like put my arm around them, like, hey, for one, I'll tell them like, yo, if you about to ask a question or you got to answer, like, be on point before you do.
Hey, be confident when you speak up in there. You're gonna have to, hey, like we have to used to say, hey, you gonna have to speak with your chest, dog. You gonna have to say it with your chest. You
Hey,
can't
if you
can't be
talking to
quiet.
him, if you talking to Watts, whether it's a question or answer, be on point.
Yeah.
Be on point. Be on point. Hey, simple and plain with that, man.
Man,
Um, yeah, I mean, there's been plenty of people I've had. There's been adults that I've had to say, like, hey,
that's how he is,
be on
man.
point. Be on point. If you're not, like, yeah, it can get ugly real fast. So the second part is what would you tell any you know, middle schooler, high schooler, um, what advice would you give to them? Just all of it, man. Just the high school experience, leading into college, like, what's everything that you were like, hey man, do X, Y, and Z, do A, B, and C. Like, what is some information, advice that you would give to high school athletes?
Uh, I'll say I'll say as a basketball player, you do go to be a college athlete, you gonna have to hit the weight room a little bit in high school just to even for when you walk into college for you just can feel get like not used to it because it is a different type of weight program. But I'll say you have to just hit the bench, hit the deadlift, hit the squats. You know, you're gonna have to work out a little bit as an athlete in high school. If you want to play college, you're gonna have to kind of work out. You're gonna kind of not take what you eat seriously, but you're gonna kind of just take it more seriously if you want to be a college athlete because it's taken more seriously. What you want to be is more serious, so you got to take it more seriously. Really,
Mm-hmm.
I just take everything like kind of like we speak on the school more seriously, time management. You know, you got to set aside time for school. Then you know because without the school, you can't play. You know, without the school. So you kind of just got to take it more seriously, really.
It's crazy when you said the food part. Like, for
Yeah.
one, I would hate you high school kids that before practice or after practice, like y'all eating Doritos and stuff from like rallies. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, dog. But like for real, like y'all just be eating like Doritos and drinking a
Yeah.
pop or something. I'm like, yo,
Whatever.
come on, man. Like that's not helping your body at all. Last question, I promise. So recruiting, you know,
Mhm.
what would you tell, high schoolers that are being recruited, like how to maneuver through the recruiting process?
Uh, I'll say find whatever school you're gonna commit to. Make sure that's like a school that you feel comfortable at. You know, like school like that, like you done kind of like peeped it all out. You know, school or you like the coaches. You know, the team. You know, whatever. But make sure you kind of like recruitment. Just don't pick a school just cause oh it's the name of the school. Like pick a school where you gonna do good at. Don't just pick a school where it's just whatever, you know, pick a school where you're gonna do good at where you can be the best player you can be, really.
I appreciate you, man, for joining the Sunday school series. Again, man, really just trying to help give parents and kids, life lessons, basketball lessons from people that's in it or been in it, so on and so forth, because I've never been you know what I mean, in high school or for college. So
Yeah.
it's important to me, to have people like you share your message, because you don't know what kid is, that's gonna look at this on Instagram or whatever, Facebook, and they like, all right, time management. You know what I'm saying? Like that could just really resonate with somebody and get them on the right, track moving forward, man, especially